I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerate sleuths of the night. We gather to boldly go where others have refused. Welcome to the DT show, you salty mofos.
A man accused of killing 4 college students is behind bars, and he has ties to northeastern and central Pennsylvania. State police say 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger was arrested this morning at a home in Chestnut Hill Township.
I can't find any case law that would support that idea. That somehow a warrant would be needed for DNA left at a crime scene.
We are expecting to learn more about the allegations against the girlfriend of a Boston police officer who was found unresponsive in the snow Saturday morning. I-Team sources say Karen Reed was in a relationship with John O'Keefe. She's facing charges including motor vehicle homicide and manslaughter.
So, the Commonwealth just provided the court with information that causes me grave concern. The implications of that information may have profound effects on this defense and defense counsel.
So, get your popcorn ready and your choice of drink. Get your butt on your seat. Like, comment, and subscribe for a treat. Here we go. It's time for the show. The Drunk Turkey Show.
Well, it would help if I put myself in the show, right? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Today is now Friday. I was confused yesterday. I apologize for that. I know I said early on it was Friday, but today is Friday. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be hearing and listening to the 911 phone call of the Idaho case. We're going to let some few people get in here really fast before we start it. And then in the middle of the show, I'm probably going to be just dropping the call on its own for everybody to hear. I do have it enhanced so that way we can hear it a little bit better. Did I fix my chair? I didn't, but it's not making noise this time, so we'll see what happens. All right, here we go, guys. Without further ado, let's
55 42 seconds. No.
All right, so this is the full 911 phone call. It is pretty heartbreaking. You hear some distress. You hear, in my opinion, these individuals finding the body. So let's break it down and take it piece by piece, okay?
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
So right there, that first and foremost is not Dylan. That is Bethany. That's the first thing that I wanted to clear up. You know, I know a lot of people have been saying that that's Bethany or that was Dylan. It is not. That is Bethany. And that is her that she's obviously freaking out. She's coughing. If I had to take a guess about what happened that morning, you know, they didn't get in contact with the victims. You know, they were calling them, they were texting them. And it wasn't until somebody showed up and somebody said, hey, call 911, that dawned on them to call 911. And so this is right as the neighbors arrive. They had just arrived on location. These are the first persons to arrive at scene. I know a lot of people have, you know, theorized here or there that maybe people were there earlier. No, this is when they arrived, and this is when they called 911. And so there, I hear no, God, no, don't, please, no. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. You guys, let me know what you guys hear.
The address of the emergency.
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys.
All right, so now that was Bethany. She was hysterical. She couldn't even respond to her address. This is how hysterical she was. This is how frightened she was. Now, the person that is now coming onto the phone is the next door neighbor. This is, I believe her name is Emily. She is in a relationship at the time, I believe, with Hunter, who is the person that went into the home. These are the four individuals at the house. You have Hunter, you have Emily, you have Dylan, and you have Bethany. As far as I know, those are the only four people that were there that morning and at the time that the 911 call was made.
We live at the White, so we're next to them.
You can hear Bethany in the background just really bawling. Back it up a little bit.
The address to make sure that I have it right.
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
Now this part's redacted.
3731.
So this is the part that I told you guys was redacted, that you don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden there's a few words that come out. Now, when you compare this side by side to the what was released as far as the transcript goes, doesn't match up. This is where things start not to match up at all. Let's rewind that a little bit.
What? 3731.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates is passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm going to rewind a little bit. If you pay close attention, you're going to hear somebody in the background. I believe it's Bethany say, no, we saw, and it's very difficult to hear, but that's what you're going to hear in the background a little bit.
And she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah.
See, now one of the reasons why I believe that the neighbors just got there is it doesn't sound like the person that's on the phone is understanding the full realm of what happened, right? And I think that's because she hasn't yet made her way into the house. This is somebody who just got there. It sounds almost like, oh yeah, and they saw somebody in the house, like not fully sure what's going on, maybe thinking they're just being hysterical, that she's just passed out, that there's nothing crazy that's going on here. So that's one of the context clues that you can take from this call right there, is just kind of how, nonchalant, like she's like almost in disbelief, like, because, well, let's be honest. I mean, if somebody woke you up and said, oh my God, I think somebody murdered so many people next door, at first you're going to be like, for real, for real. And especially if they're your friends and there may have been pranking and things involved in that area. Remember, somebody had broke into a car in that neighborhood and threw out underwear and stuff like that into the, onto the street and stuff. So to me, it sounds like she's a little bit maybe in denial her own, which tells me she hasn't seen the scene yet, which means she's probably outside.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone.
All right. Now, this person that just talked, that the dispatcher just interrupted, that she says, hi, this is Dylan. It's hard to hear. I had to go through this part a few times myself. I do plan on releasing the full audio as soon as we're done breaking it up or breaking it down just on its own. We're probably going to listen to it on its own as well. But if you hear back just a little bit, who's coming onto the phone now is Dylan. And she says, hi, this is Dylan. On the transcript, it just says hi, but if you listen closely, you can hear it.
Hi, this is
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, Bethany, we gotta go check.
All right, so they are away from the scene. Dylan is now telling Bethany, we need to go and check if she's passed out. They're asking us what is happening. They are the ones that were in the house when the incident went down. And so Dylan is directing Bethany to go into the house with her so that they can go and check on Xana.
But we have to. But we have to. Is she passed out?
Okay, right here I hear her say, "Is she passed out?" And then I hear some voice in the distance. At this point, I think this is the neighbor. I think she went inside at this point. It sounds like she says, either give me a minute or just a minute, or give us a moment, or something to that nature. I'll play it again. You guys turn up your volume and put your headphones in.
Is she passed out?
All right, right there. What we just heard is Hunter saying, "Xana, Ethan, it's me," and then a knock. All right, I'm going to rewind that just a little bit so you can hear that one more time.
Is she passed out?
All right, do you guys hear that? Xana, Ethan, it's me. Now, if there's an open door, right? If there's an open door and you can see Xana on the ground, or you can see all these things that are going on, why are you announcing who you are? You know, that is something that you would announce before entering into an area, right? Perhaps their bedroom. Okay. So I'm going to play it a couple more times. Let me know if you guys hear what I'm hearing. Xana, Ethan, it's me. Now, this is Hunter Johnson. And remember, I interviewed Christy some time ago. This is quite a while ago. Christy, Kaylee's mom. And during that interview, she disclosed that during the celebration of life that Hunter had mentioned to her husband that when he got called from the girls and he went over to the house, and that he had a struggle to get into the room, that it took him, you know, whether something was blocking the door, or if the door was blocked, or if the door was locked. I don't know. You know, I wasn't there to listen. Perhaps, you know, there were two emotional persons there, you know, very, very sad situation. So blocked, locked, either way, there was something obstructing the door. And that makes a lot more sense when you hear this 911 call and you hear Hunter announcing who he is to Xana and Ethan. I'll play it one more time for you guys.
She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, and then right there you hear him yell again, "Xana." And then you're going to hear a loud screech, followed by some heavy breathing.
What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
Did you hear that in the background? Sounds like a yell.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
That's where she says, poor Kaylee. Right here. And what I think she says is poor Kaylee F, the F word. You guys let me know what you guys hear.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, in my opinion, let's go back to what she said she thought she heard that night. She thought she heard Kaylee run downstairs with the dog. Right? She thought she heard Kaylee run downstairs and say, somebody's here. I think she might be thinking who they're seeing is Kaylee down the hallway. It is Hunter saying, get out. According to Hunter, he discovered, or he saw Xana and Ethan. He didn't see Kaylee. So for, you're hearing him say, get out, get out, get out. And then you hear a lot of like footsteps going down just one floor. You don't hear her going down 2 floors. And I'll play that in a moment. This is very sad. It's very hard to hear. And so I don't think I think it was the police that discovered Kaylee and Maddie. I think that their discovery was just Xana and Ethan. And you guys just heard it when it happened. This is the moment they found him. So the thought or the rumors of all this crap that people knew ahead of time or way earlier, that is not the case. This is the moment that they discovered the scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20 here. 20.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Bethany, Dylan, I need you to keep talking to them, okay? I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them.
So him saying, that's me. All right. That's the officers that have already arrived on scene. They're probably asking something to the effect like, who discovered the bodies? And he's like, that's me. And they're probably like, we need to talk to you. And so that's why he's handing off the phone.
Hello.
Okay. I've already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again.
And a lot of people are asking, what about the blood and this, that, and the third? Now, according to Howard Bloom and, and the officers that he spoke to and the folks that have seen the scene, it was very bloody, but they were both contained to their specific areas. For instance, there wasn't the blood trail going down the stairs or in the second floor. The blood and the evidence of blood was all contained to the scenes, to the individual bedrooms. Now, on Xana's room, because of the way it was positioned, blood drew towards the back of the room, and then it started to come out of the back end, but it didn't come out towards the hallway. That's towards the back. It's a different direction, the way that house was sloping. So you wouldn't, if somebody was behind a closed door, and if all you could see underneath was somebody laying down, but let's just say that they're so close that you can't open the door, you're probably not seeing a bloody scene at that moment until you open it, which is exactly what Hunter had said to Steve in my interview with Christy, that he tried to open the door, but the door was locked or blocked, and it took him a little bit to get it open. And when he got it open, that's when he was able to look inside and he saw the crime scene. But up until that point, like, we also have to remember there was nobody actively bleeding in between from the top room to the bottom room or any of those things. You know, the persons whose lives were taken were taken by surprise. And so there wasn't an attack. There wasn't much of a fight that was put up. You know, I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, she put up a fight, this, that, you know, there's no evidence of that. There's audio that is playing from 50 feet away that can pick up whimpers and it picks up voices, but it doesn't pick up screaming. It doesn't pick up kicking, it picks up a thud, but it doesn't pick up somebody fighting for their life. So what that says is that the persons whose lives were taken that night were either completely frozen in fear or they were taken by surprise, one or the other.
There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
11:59 a.m. 49 seconds, November 13, 2022.
And again, like, defensive wounds doesn't mean that you were fighting back. Defensive wounds could merely mean that you put your hands up, or that while somebody, you know, may I hate to describe it this way, if somebody were to stab you and you grab their wrist or their hand, and as they pull out the knife away from you and you're grabbing, if you're grabbing onto it, well, that's going to cut your fingers. That would be considered a defensive wound. It doesn't necessarily mean that they were fighting back or clawing back or any of those things. Just wanted to clarify that. But let's watch that. We're listening to it in its entirety without any stops now.
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the light, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What? 3731.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is.
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened, pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, Bethany, we gotta go check. But we have to. Is she passed out? She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20. Here to watch
Okay.
them.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Bethany, Dylan, I need you to keep talking to them, okay? I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them.
Hello.
Okay. I've already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again. There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay.
You know, there was one thing that I caught on this last time I was listening to it, and that was Dylan had to tell Bethany, "Come on, let's go," to go inside to see if Xana was passed out or what was going on. Even in that moment, her fear was so much that she couldn't even do that by herself, even though there were her friends inside the house, or were at least going inside the house at that time. You know, she had to take Dylan with her. And so just kind of one thing that I wanted to point that out to. I'll take some of your questions. We'll go back. We'll go play through it again. And we'll do that and answer some of your questions if you have any. If there's any parts of it you want me to replay, we'll replay it. But I want to say thanks to Robert P. for his $3 super sticker. Thank you for Minota. I hope I said that right. Thank you for sharing and explaining so respectfully. I appreciate that. Virginia says, I wonder if in hindsight, the 911 operator wishes she was more empathetic. You know, I hear that, you know, and I understand that. But the problem is, you know, she's trying to figure out what's going on and get the right people as fast as possible, you know, to the right location, you know, because if it is life-threatening emergency situation, they need to have life-threatening services being able to get there as fast as humanly possible. And so, you know, yes, it's important to figure out what happened at 4 a.m., but they need to know if they need to send an ambulance now. And so that's kind of why it's a little bit, what do you call it? It could come off, I guess, harsh, but at the end of the day, that's what they're trying to do. And it's a very stressful job on their end as well. You know, I can attest that when somebody is panicking and when somebody is in a full panic mode like that, or in a panic attack, getting information is difficult, and you have to get them in focus. And sometimes it has to be harshly like, hey, snap out of it. What's going on? Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Right. Because time is of the essence in certain situations, and that dispatcher wasn't aware of those things that were going on. But yeah, they definitely were traumatized, and this is not fake. I know a lot of people were saying, I believe it was dropped also by the state. I was waiting. I promised some of the family members that, you know, that I understood that this was going to be, you know, this obviously was going to be hard, and I wouldn't play it until that it was released publicly, just because out of respect for them. And so this is the whole reason why I held on to it for a few days. And now that it's been released, and I got, you know, obviously their blessing to go ahead, I did. I'm not saying that's where I got anything. I did share it with them, and I told them when I shared it, I was like, look, and I told all of them, every single one of them, I was like, look, here it is. This is what was given to me. I'm not going to play this until it's public, out of respect for all of you guys, including those that I don't talk to, because it wouldn't be fair. Let's just say out of the ones that I do talk to, they would have said, yeah, go ahead and play it. But I don't talk to, like, for instance, the Chapins. And so would it have been fair for them if I would have played it without knowing if it was okay before it was released? And so that's the main reason. I spoke to some, I didn't speak to all, and so I kept it to myself. If you guys want to hate me for that, you know, I've seen a lot of comments and things like that, like, oh, you know, just because you've heard it, everybody else can. You know, if you got it one way, look, everybody else should hear it. It shouldn't be a thing. And it wouldn't, the way we gathered this information, the way I gathered this information was legal. I would not have gotten in any trouble had I played it earlier. I don't talk to every part of the family members, and out of respect for them. And like I said, I knew it was going to come out. I can't prevent everybody from playing it, but what I can do is just at least be mindful of not playing it until it's publicly out there and there's nothing else that anybody can do about it. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that brings a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Restitution as to why I didn't play it earlier. Let's see. I even had my buddy here, Jeff. I even told him right away. I was like, hey, I'm going to send you this. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait. Just not because I don't trust him to not put it out there, but because nobody else needs to hear it until the families do at the very minimum. And I had no idea if all the families knew. When they say they saw someone in their house, do you think Bethany saw him as well? No, I do not, because we saw a document that was dropped that indicated that Dylan was the only person that saw the intruder. That was a court document filed, and there it is. That also disproves the naked person running outside. So it was only Dylan who saw the intruder. My question really is, don't you think Bethany must have gone into one of the rooms with Dylan behind, seen something like with Kaylee and ran off and traumatized? She couldn't word for what she'd seen. Like when they were talking, or when they were trying to get a hold of Xana and Ethan, I doubt it. Because remember, let's remember the layout of the house, right? The layout of the house is, in order to get to where Kaylee's at, you'd have to, from that first floor, you'd have to go left, right, and then up the staircase, which turns, and then there's a little bit of more of a staircase, and then you're there, right? Xana's room is pretty far off. I'm not entirely sure how far you're going to be able to pick, noise up on a phone. So I would have reckoned that they were probably very close on the second floor. I don't think they went up to the third floor, no. And the other thing that's noticeable is that the dog isn't coming downstairs, right? Dylan and Bethany are friends. They're familiar. They live in the home. Murphy would be familiar with them. He would be able to hear them inside the house talking this, that, and the third. But Murphy was so scared, he stayed in the room. So for those that are wondering, well, why didn't he? He would have gone to Kaylee. He would have gotten covered in blood. He would have done this or that. I think he went to his safe spot. He probably has one in his room, and he stayed there until somebody came and got him. And even though he could hear familiar voices in the house, he stayed in that room. And if it was open, I just kind of a little bit of a testament to why he didn't have a bunch of blood or any of those things on him. I heard on another stream that at the end of the 911 call, man say, I think we have a homicide. That's in the transcript. I mean, this is the end of the 911 call. We won't listen to it.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
11:59 a.m. 49 seconds, November 13, 2022.
And that's the end of it. That's it. It ends.
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the...
So right there, she's saying something has happened in our house and we don't know what. We hear Hunter go, Xana, Ethan, it's me. That just tells you right there that the scene hadn't been discovered. And they themselves are telling you they don't know what happened. They know something happened, but they don't know what happened.
Address of the emergency.
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Let's see. Let me see what other questions you guys have. Let me know if there's any part that you want me to go back into and re-listen to. Thank you, Lisa. We have a $10 super chat. My heartfelt sympathy for the victims, survivors, and families of this tragedy. Thanks, Daniel, for the respect that you have shown DMBF and Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan and their families while keeping us informed. Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Make sure I don't have any more of those. I do. I have one more. I have Raina coming in saying thank you for the work on this case. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's very true. That's very true. Jen comes in and says a lot of y'all have not been in a traumatic situation, and it shows. Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing you'll ask my wife, for instance, I've had an Achilles tendon rupture while we're on a mountain in the snow and we're out of service for like 2 hours. We're up there for a few hours without somebody helping us. I also had my arm thing happen that you guys are aware of. And what you probably tell you is that during those moments, I was calm, but I was trained for those moments. I was trained. I know that if I panic, it's only going to make things worse. And most people aren't. And I've been to situations where a lot of people who, even the toughest of people, are freaking out. They don't understand what's going around. And trauma can change people. It'll affect people in different ways. It's so much that you don't understand unless you've gone through it. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate that. Thank you, Miss O. I don't know if it's out on any other channel. See, were you muting your mic when you play the 911 call just in case your mic adds any noise to what we're hearing? I was not, but I can. Let me see. Let me try that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stay with the. Let me get to the bottom. I'm gonna make sure there's no other questions before I mute myself because I have a tendency of forgetting. I do have it out. It is out, and I released it, and it's an enhanced version, guys. What I did was I boosted the parts where the victims were talking. The dispatcher was way overpowering, so I boosted those parts, and I have this button on my editor app that says denoise, and it denoises anything in the background that you don't want. And I listened to it, and with it and without it, and I could hear a lot more with it. And so that's why I kept it. Without it, there was a lot more white noise. And so I'm going to be getting you that audio there, the original clip for you to enhance for me, Jeff. The original, because I know that if I send you the video or whatever, if you take it from there, it's probably not going to be the best. So I'm gonna try to get the actual video, or not the video, the audio format, and send it to you. I have it, so I'll email it to you here in a little bit. All right. Daniel, I don't think the girl saw Kaylee or Maddie. She says Kaylee, but I think she means answer either. Maybe she didn't answer either. Maybe. I don't think she saw Kaylee. I don't think, because when he says let's go, get out, and she's talking again, you can hear where they're walking down the stairs. They don't do that twice. You know what I mean? Or 3 times. It's just once. What did she say after poor Kaylee? Did she say Maddie? You know what? I'm going to try to go back and listen to that and see if that's the case. Interesting to me, they mentioned the strange man in their house at night. Can you play that again? Yeah, I will. Everyone taking mad crap because DT didn't share when everyone wanted him to, saying he's a liar and fake. And how about a few people say sorry? Much respect, Daniel, for your respect for all the families. I appreciate that. Haters gonna hate. Thank you so much. I do. And Hunter Johnson forcing the door open. Yes, those are all around the same area. So let's get into it. I'm going to mute myself, and then we'll just play that part.
Did you pass out? waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
See, I'm not sure it's a scream as much as it's a door being forced open and something on the other side blocking it. And you can hear that loud crashing noise as it's trying to open. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if there's something on the other side of a door and you forcibly open, you can hear it that open up. You know, I hear that. I'm going to try to play that again, and and then we'll get to the part where it says poor Kaylee, and then I'll go back to where it talks about somebody at 4 a.m.
Okay, thank you. Is she passed out? She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
I noticed some folks saying Hunter, Hunter Johnson, not Hunter, the Ethan's twin. This is Ethan's triplet. This is a different Hunter Johnson. He's the guy. Hunter Johnson is the guy who was in the 911. I mean, in the cop body cam footage, in both of the two that where cops arrived at the house. He's the one that is opening the door. Remember where it's at night, and he's the taller fella. And he's the one saying that the homeowners left. This is when they spoke. I believe it was to Maddie on the phone. And then he's in the one where he's in the back. He has, I think, something on his wrist. I think zip ties on his wrist. He's on the where Kaylee's talking to the police in the back of the apartment complex or back of the house where the sliding glass door is. That's Hunter Johnson. So he, from what I understand, was in a relationship. I'm not sure if they're still in a relationship, but at the time he was in a relationship with Emily, who lived next door. She's the person that had the 1112 King Road light, camera light that captured Bryan Kohberger's vehicle allegedly coming in and doing all these turns, right? The reason they got there so fast or how they were able to get there was because they were next door. That's where Hunter had spent the night. He was there. He went over with Emily. And that's how they got there quickly and were able to get into this, to be part of the scene. But this is not Hunter Chapin. That's not who that is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what she's saying. Poor Kaylee. That's the only thing I can get. There's something else that she is saying, but I'm not entirely sure what she is saying. Who's doing? I wouldn't be mean like that, but who's breathing on the phone? That is, I believe it's Dylan who's on the phone right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
And so, yeah, harsh. Everyone taking, this is one we already read. Thank you so much for that one. Right here we are. Long Island Hillbilly comes in with 1999. Hope this video stops those that are casting blame at these trauma victims. I hope so too. I mean, I'm already seeing some people saying things in the chat just to be controversial, but I really do hope overall that most people realize that this was not a this was a very traumatic situation. Very traumatic situation. You're hearing these folks and these individuals discover this scene in real time. You know, it's not they're calling because they found the scene already. This is, they don't know, something happened and they don't know what it is. Exactly what she said in the beginning of the call. Something happened and we don't know what it is. SS is saying, thank you for the respect that I'm showing. I appreciate that. Midwest comes in with a $2 super chat. Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. Yes, our prayers to them. 100%. Now, let me see.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is.
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone. Stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened, pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out.
I caught on before anybody could tell me that I'm muted. I got it. But right here, you can hear her say that, pretty much at 4 a.m., and boom, the dispatcher starts going into it. The dispatcher isn't the lead detective. And so as much as I wish, and probably everybody else that's listening to this wishes, the dispatcher would have let her finish what she was saying, she did. It was just with Detective Payne and Detective Laurie and a bunch of other detectives who she ended up having 3 different interrogation/interviews with. So why would Dylan assume something happened to Kaylee, though, if they're just under the impression Xana passed out from drinking too much? Well, this is when they go back up in there, Panda. This is when they've gone back in. They say, can you check? Now, we have to remember the context behind this is that they have been trying to call and contact Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan, right, throughout the morning. Now, the reason why she's probably saying poor Kaylee from the second floor is, if we recall, from what her statements were to law enforcement, is that she thought it was Kaylee who ran down the stairs and towards, Xana's room, saying somebody's here. So that's why she's probably thinking that that person that's there is Kaylee and not necessarily Xana that she's looking at. There's a lot of context that goes behind it. About the entire night, couldn't get in contact with them. And I know some folks are going to say, well, why didn't they call 911 sooner? I get it. I think that's what everybody wishes they would have done. I'm sure they wish they could do it over and that be the case. But at the end of the day, they didn't do it. They got scared. They weren't sure. If you listen to some of the things that, or you read the text messages and you kind of read between the lines, you have, first we know that throughout interviews that Dylan stated that she had some lucid dreams. Then you have Bethany telling her, hey, Xana was wearing all black. Well, why would Bethany say that out of the blue? Remember, it was a hearsay document also, meaning that first person stuff was obviously going to be allowed in court. This was about what the hearsay stuff was. So this is what Bethany was saying. So Bethany says, well, Xana was wearing all black. What would she respond to that would make her, what kind of comment would make her respond that way? Well, obviously, that would be something to the effect that I saw somebody wearing all black. And then Bethany coming in, well, Xana was wearing all black. And then Dylan comes back, well, no, I saw a ski mask. And so when you put that together, that's probably the most thing that makes the most sense together. And then she says, I'm scared. Now, I know a lot of pro-burgers are out there saying she said I'm screwed, but that's not the case. I mean, if you look at the way she spelled the word, it's C capital R. Now, what's next to the capital button? That would be the A. I've made this mistake multiple times. When I'm trying to hit A, I hit the cap button, and then the very next letter coming next to it is capitalized. All right. And then she accidentally hit a W instead of an E. So if you lowercase the R and add the A, which is next to the capital letter or the capital button that she meant to hit, I mean, then you can clearly see that the W is the one, is the mistake. It's supposed to be E. And it makes the most sense as well. She's like, I'm scared though. She says, I'm going to run down there, but I'm scared though. And then Bethany goes, at least you won't be alone. So that's what makes the most sense when it comes to those things and what was going on that night. It probably wasn't until the next day, and somebody who has a cooler mind, so to speak, who's not going through being intoxicated in the moment, who perhaps is obviously not under the same amount of stress and duress during that moment, is probably saying, all right, you need to call 911 and going inside the house, right? Because of everything that they're saying and how they're acting, being frantic. And that's when they call 911. These individuals clearly just heard about it for the first time. You can tell because the second person that gets on the phone is the neighbor, and she's very much not in the same trauma, right? But you hear her voice a little bit later say, give me a minute or something to that nature. And she's in a lot more stress during that moment, right, in this call. And so those are some indications and some pointers that tell you that this is right after Bethany and Dylan got a hold of somebody. It doesn't mean that they didn't contact other people or whatever the case may be, but this is the moment that somebody finally responded and then went over, and they were able to have, well, I don't know how much, if they had the courage to go up there at any point, understandably going through the trauma that they had. But at this point, somebody was able to go up to that second floor, and that person being Hunter. And then you hear him say, Ethan, Xana, Ethan, it's me, announcing himself. That's another indication that there was some sort of obstruction, or that he was trying to enter into an area that, typically you would need to announce. Not a public place, for instance, not like the living room or the kitchen. It's going to be the bathroom or the bedroom that he's having to announce himself at, which leads me to believe that, if they're there working at it and they can't figure it out and they can't get to her, and it takes a couple of moments, then there's probably some obstruction there, whether it's the door being locked or the door being blocked. There is an obstruction at the door, and we hear them go through it. He does say, get out, get out. I do not know if he says that last part. Alligator, I'll play it. We'll continue to listen to it, and we'll play it one more time around, and then we'll probably call into the show, guys. Well, unless you guys have any other questions or comments, let me see if there's anything else that's coming through. But let's play this again, and if I catch anything while we're listening to it, I'll pause it. I'm gonna mute myself, and we'll play it one more time. And if you guys pick up anything, let me know.
M42, 2nd November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the light, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What? 3731.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is.
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone. Stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, Bethany, we gotta go check. But we have to. Is she passed out? She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you. What's wrong? Okay.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20 here. 20.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Bethany, I need you to keep talking to them, okay? I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them.
Okay. Hello?
Okay. I've already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again? There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
11:59 a.m. 49 seconds, November 13, 2022.
That's the end of that. Again, that time I was 100% muted, no noise coming from my end, so you guys heard it as I did. Again, I have it boosted where it needs to be, as far as, like, for instance, when the victims are speaking or when the dispatcher is speaking, her voice is really loud. So I probably I wanted to turn her down, but there's times where she's speaking and you can kind of hear something in the background. So I left her as loud as I could as well. I didn't increase her volume. I left her straight, but I increased the volume around her, and then I try to take out the white noise as much as possible. But a lot of things that I pick up in there, again, you're hearing people that are in trauma, not understanding what's going on. You hear maybe perhaps a neighbor in denial who hasn't seen the scene yet, as far as the female who answered the phone. You hear when the bodies are discovered and the shock that goes along with that. It's very real. Very real. I know some folks are like, there's some things that are missing. Like, I don't hear somebody say, there's a homicide or whatnot. I don't know why that didn't come out on this one. I don't know if there's another dispatcher somewhere, or if that's something that's, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but this is the audio that I got. And this is the audio that is 100% real, based on where I got it from too. It is what it is. And for those that keep asking me about, where, how, and when did I do this? I told you guys last time. I tried to do a FOIA on the Richard Allen case. This is when I first tried, and I I failed at that ridiculously. I ended up contacting Carroll County in Georgia. So after that, I don't know if I mentioned it, but after that, I've had this guy on the show. We have a defense attorney and we have a team and some other folks that help me out with those things. I have friends who are lawyers. I've had lawyers on the channel. So filing it the correct way is not saying anybody else isn't. I have no idea how anybody else files anything. If it were up to me, I would file it completely wrong and I would be denied, but I have lawyers. A few of them. And so take that for what it is. When, how, and where, I have no, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. When it came to me was a couple days ago. Like I told you guys. DT, a blind person can see you're a man of integrity. Thank you. Thank you for presenting this horrible piece of history in such a respectful manner. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So is Hunter the only friend that actually seen them? 100%. I don't think that Dylan or Bethany even got close enough. I think they were down the hall, which is why it sounds kind of far away still, right? It doesn't sound very close. You don't hear the yelling very close to the phone. So, and you also don't hear a lot of like, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I hope you guys do, but you don't hear the boom, 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 and then do down the stairs. It's just a real quick do. So that tells me that they were close to the stairs when the bodies were discovered. They were a distance away. They were probably on the stairs or just right there looking down the hallway as Ethan is making entry. And they're probably freaking out by the way they're acting. And then when he says get out and they say okay, and they at that point the realization dawns on them. It's real. They turn around, run down the stairs as fast as possible. I mean, it's a quick thing. You guys can hear that transition happen from when they do that and to the point where they get out. So they were a bit of a ways away when that happened. So I don't think they've seen much. I don't think they still have seen much. I think the first time that Dylan and Bethany are going to saw the gravity of the scene will be the first time that the jury does and majority of everybody does. And that's at trial. Let's see. Do I think Xana or Ethan tried crawling to the door, or did BK lock it? That's the big question, right? I don't know. We do know that Xana's dad had fixed the locks on the door and had just recently done it. I don't know. I don't speak to Xana's dad, so I couldn't tell you if I'll reach out to somebody that does. I know somebody that does and see if it was one of those doors that lock on its own. I'll see if I can figure that answer for you guys, and I'll get that for you. But if it was one of those that locks on its own once the door closed, it may not necessarily have been that BK allegedly just locked it purposefully behind him as much as the door just closed and it locked on its own. You get what I'm saying? But could somebody had crawled and it be blocked? That's quite possible. There's a thud. We hear a thud, right? Could that be somebody crawling to the door and it's slamming? I have no idea. I'm just speculating at this point. It's probably something we shouldn't do too much of right now. Let's see. But also you can tell that, and I wanted to make sure that everybody knew this too, was that in the beginning, that is Bethany speaking on the phone, not Dylan. I know that's been what's been reported, that was Dylan and that's her high-pitched voice. That is not. That is Bethany. Dylan comes in. You can hear when she goes, hi. In the transcript, it just says hi, ... But when you listen to it, and I had to play it a few times over, and it's been already released. I have it released on Twitter. I have it or on X. I'm sorry, Elon. I have it released also on the TikTok, on my TikTok. I have it released also on YouTube. Just the phone call, the 4-minute and 24-second phone call. And if you go through there at that part where it's like, I want to say it's between 1 minute and 54 seconds, I think is when it starts. And you'll hear they say, Xana, Ethan, it's me. And then a couple of seconds, you'll hear the dispatcher say something to say something. I can't remember what. And then during her statement, you hear, I think she says, is she breathing? And then during that statement, you hear a loud noise. I think that's a door being forced open at that point. Let's see. Let me play that part. It's at 1 minute and 54 seconds.
What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
It does also sound like him yelling Xana, but I just can't tell, guys. Go listen to it. Listen to it as much as you possibly can, and you guys tell me. But you guys hear there. I think I hear that. I know my buddy Jeff is gonna. I sent it to him. I emailed it to him already. The original audio that I got. That way he can upload it and do his work, and then we'll bring him on. Maybe Sunday or Saturday tomorrow. I know there's some more documents that are going to be dropped if they haven't been dropped already. We'll be going over those documents. When we do, I'll invite Jeff on, and then we'll break down that part of the audio again, see if he hears anything, see if he's cleared anything that maybe I couldn't hear. Go check it out, guys. I want to say thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Please hit that like button and subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Let us know when that way. Also, guys, if you're not getting notified that we have gone live, that's because you're not liking. You got to hit the like button. You know, what that does is it tells YouTube that you like this content. So you may even have the notification button put, but if you don't hit the like button, where we'll be one of the fewer shows that you have the notification button clicked on, that'll be shown to you. If you hit the like button, it tells YouTube, all right, this one we definitely want to know when he's going live. So make sure you do that for me. Share this if you could to everybody. Share the enhanced video that I put out there. That's just the video alone, and everything else docs have dropped. All right, we'll be talking about that tomorrow. Jeff, get with me. Maybe tomorrow evening, maybe tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. Ring that notification button. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Peace out.